RE2, we are back, of course. Final Fantasy Tactics, it's real, it happened. The shit we talked about yesterday mattered. Jason Schreier, you know, subtly teasing something with Tactics, and then obviously the original director of the original Final Fantasy Tactics retweeting State of Play and then deleting that all mattered. Now, I have not seen the trailer, of course. I do have notifications turned on for PlayStation, Square Enix, and Final Fantasy on Twitter, just depending on where the first piece of information is going to come from, right? I clicked on the PlayStation tweet I got, and it's just like a little 5-second thing, so I kind of seen that, and then the tweet itself was talking about it being an enhanced version of Final Fantasy Tactics, and it mentioned PS4, PS5. They linked to an article that had the actual trailer. It's like a minute long. So enhanced does sound like a remaster, not a remake, and the little snippet that I did see on Twitter didn't look like a remake at all. I do wonder if it's an enhanced version, if it's an enhanced version of the original Final Fantasy Tactics or War of the Lions, because they're the same game but a little bit different. War of the Lions had like cutscenes. I don't remember if there's voice acting or not, but there's cutscenes that didn't exist at all in the original. And I do also wonder, with like the original, you could get Cloud in the game at some point, and I think with War of the Lions, you could get like Balthier from Final Fantasy 12, and maybe there's other characters you can get. I just know those two, and I wonder if those are going to be in this version. Anyways, let's check out the trailer really quickly, and then we'll talk about it, read the article, whatever. It's been a while since we've done a reaction video, so this is kind of exciting. Let's take a sip of the iced coffee real quick. Let's go. Creative Studio 3, so it's Yoshida. So it was him all along. Son of a bitch. Sweeping epic.
Oh, Father, abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice.
Well, that's what I'm not sure. Was there voice acting in War of the Lions?
We might know salvation.
If you feel wrong, blame yourself or the Father.
Why do you fight? Why walk this path of subterfuge and conflict?
Definitely.
The powerful must rule the weak. What? It is our duty. Heavens fall upon your crown!
There definitely wasn't this much voice
This
acting.
vile charade has gone
Oh,
on
there
long
wasn't voice
enough.
acting here for sure. Holy shit.
It ends now.
Fuck? That's so fast. Why so quick? Ivalice Chronicles.
Do you remember
Oh, it's so long.
when your father showed us how to make
100%
a whistle
this is
with a
new.
blade of grass?
Holy shit. Classic version enhanced. New interfaces. Adjustments to the story? The fuck? What did I just read? September 30th. Dude, I turned the trailer down like halfway on the volume and it was still loud as fuck. But holy shit, they have like fully voiced dialogue, which is insane. That definitely was not War of the Lions. If War of the Lions had any dialogue at all, like voice lines, it was just from the cutscenes that they added to that version. So pull up that screen again really quickly. It says classic. The classic version unites the graphics and gameplay of the original with the renowned War of the Lions translation. Enhanced says the enhanced version features a renewed interface, extensive additions and adjustments to the story, fully voiced dialogue, and much more. With all due respect to the classic version of the game, I'm 100% playing enhanced. It's what I want from like a remaster or remake, whatever, of a game, is like them to go above and beyond. I wanted voice dialogue. I don't think there was that we ever covered on the channel. I don't know if there's any rumors or leaks or anything involving the Tactics remaster of there being voice acting. There might have been. We might have covered that. I don't know, but that would actually surprise the shit out of me. It's not really surprising that it's Creative Studio 3 because that's what people have been speculating on for a long time, especially because Yoshida actually addressed this in an interview at one point where he mentioned like, hey, you know, it's about time we get something new or another Tactics game or something along those lines. So a lot of people, because of the NVIDIA leak, were thinking that maybe his team was the ones working on the Tactics remaster. And that was obviously true, which now makes you have to think that maybe his team's the ones working on the 9 remake, right? Because he's also openly addressed that, denied it multiple times, right? Like, hey, I'm not the one. I think a 9 remake could be great. This is what would probably happen if they did a 9 remake. It might be a multi-part release. All that other shit. Like, he's openly addressed this shit multiple times. It's like, makes you think probably Creative Studio 3 are the ones doing the 9 remake, but that remains to be seen. Since we mentioned the 9 remake and Tactics was revealed today, I said it in yesterday's video, if you're somebody that denies the 9 remake's existence, you just gotta let that go at this point, because that's the last game now. That's the last game from Square Enix with the NVIDIA leak that is yet to be revealed. Now, something I wasn't sure of is platforms. Obviously, this is a state of play. It's a PlayStation event. They're only going to talk about PS4, PS5, but they actually just tweeted out on the Final Fantasy account as I'm recording that it is coming to pretty much all platforms the same day on September 30th. So the tweet says, live an untold legend, Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles launches September 30th on Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. And that's why I said pretty much all platforms, because for some reason, Xbox One gets ignored a lot. Like, you can see with that tweet, it's coming to PS4 and Switch 1, but also Switch 2 and PS5. But for some reason, it's only Series X and S, and it's not like Xbox One, which is weird, because that's like another tens of millions of potential customers, right? Buying your game, playing your game, even if it's on Game Pass, who gives a shit, right? Like, you're ignoring a pretty large audience. It's strange to me. And it's just a fucking enhanced version of Tactics. It can run on goddamn anything, dude. You probably put it on a fucking PS3. You're also supposed to be able to pre-order the game today on all platforms, but I can't seem to find it. Maybe the links aren't live yet, but just like search on PlayStation Store, Steam, Xbox. I'm not seeing it right now because I was kind of curious about price. Maybe before I get done making this video, the links will be live and we can show that off, I guess. Because obviously we want to know how much it costs. Alright, so quick update for the video. The standard edition of Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles is $50. We were initially going to read the PlayStation article about the game, but Square Enix actually has one as well, and it actually breaks down like the new stuff in the game and also like pre-order bonuses, deluxe editions, things like that are significantly more interesting to read. What's new in Final Fantasy Tactics The Ivalice Chronicles? Final Fantasy Tactics The Ivalice Chronicles has numerous enhancements that make this masterpiece even masterpiece-er. For example, a brand new user interface. The game's UI has been completely overhauled to make the game even more approachable and intuitive. It's now quicker and easier to control your units, see turn order, and more. Updated visuals. The game's graphics have been reworked to look great on HD displays. The vibrant 3D battlegrounds and detailed pixel art have never looked so good. Voice acting. The story now features full voice acting in English and Japanese from a talented cast, including Joe Pitts Ramza, Greg Lowe Delita, Hannah Melbourne Agrias, Timothy Watson Sidolphus, Harry McIntyre Mustadio, Ben Starr Helia, Dice Darg, and cameos by Cody Christian, Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII Remake series, and Brianna White, Aerith Gainsbow from Final Fantasy VII Remake series. That obviously makes sense, because if the game's going to be fully voiced and you have Cloud and Aerith in there, it's got to be Cody and Brianna, which is awesome to see that they're part of this. I do wonder now if that's maybe not what Cody was recording the other day. I mean, I don't know how long ago they would have done voice acting. I don't even remember how many lines Cloud has in the original Tactics, because that could have been something he could have knocked out in an afternoon. But maybe that's what he's recording for that we talked about however long ago. Tactical view. This new feature makes it easier to get the lay of the land and plan your actions across the battlefield. Battle speed. Speed of battles to fly through them faster. It's great if you want to blow through easy fights or quickly practice with different team compositions. New difficulty levels. Do you want to really test your tactics, or are you in it more for the story? New difficulty levels let you adjust the game to your playstyle. Everything about that sounds fantastic. That's what you want from a remaster, right? Enhanced visuals, obviously, but like the battle speed increase is nice. That's something I love about, you know, the 7, 8, and 9 remasters that we have on modern consoles. Like, it makes grinding so much goddamn easier. The voice acting's still insane to think about, and like updated UI and shit. Whatever tactical mode is, I don't know if, they probably showed it in the trailer, but it's been so long since I played Tactics, I don't even know if I noticed it. And then of course the difficulty setting thing, which is cool. I remember back in the day when I was younger, the game was fucking hard. I remember getting to a certain point, I don't remember how far into the story, where I just literally could not beat it. And I think I put it down for like years at that point. Came back to it, I think I struggled again, and then I played War of the Lions. I don't remember on PSP how far I got into the story. I probably got stuck again at a certain point. I wasn't particularly good at Tactics, but I just enjoyed it. I really loved Tactics Advance. That one I was good at. That one I really fucking enjoyed. I played the fuck out of that game with two of my friends, my neighbors. They were brothers. They both had a Game Boy Advance SP, and we all three played that shit all the time. It was so damn fun. So I played a lot of Advance. I haven't played a ton of the original Tactics, though. Actually, speaking of War of the Lions, it just reminded me, I do own a physical copy of War of the Lions, and also Crisis Core for PSP. I don't know if you guys have Vintage Stock Relive. The shitty fucking used cases. But I do have these games for PSP. My PSP doesn't work, though. They broke randomly some years ago. It was sitting in a box. Literally an untouched box on a shelf. Nothing, nobody ever touched it. And I went into it to get the PSP to play a Crisis Core or something, and the screen was just cracked or fucked on it. I don't remember what happened. I don't know what happened. It was just destroyed. I still have it, but I think War of the Lions is in that PSP still in the closet. Anyways, enough of story time with David. It's also cool that they do include the classic version if you want that, if you want the original experience, the no voice acting, whatever. They do mention that this version of the game does include an autosave, and I don't know if that was a part of War of the Lions or not. Again, it's been a long time since I played it. So here's the pre-order bonuses. They say wide equipment for Ramza. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's like an outfit or something. Weapon, mithril knife, accessories, spiked boots. Increases a unit's jump attribute while equipped. Consumable items, high potion times 10. Consumable items, ether times 10. Not entirely sure how good the equipment is. You guys can let me know that are more savvy to the original Tactics. The spike boots at least sound good. In case you never played Tactics, you fight a battlefield, and there's all kinds of like elevation with the terrain. And your jump stat on your character allows you to jump up to higher elevations, right? So the spike boots allowing you to jump higher is interesting. It depends on how much it increases it, I guess. Now, in terms of the different editions, there is, of course, the standard edition of the game, which is just the video game, nothing else. Unless you do pre-order it, then you get the bonus items we just discussed. Naturally, of course, there is a deluxe edition, which includes the full game, obviously. Then the Academy Blade, which raises the unit's speed attribute slightly while equipped. The Academy Beret, which prevents the charm status while equipped. The Academy Tunic, which grants shell while equipped. Ring of Aptitude, which boosts your judge points earned while equipped. Phoenix down times 10, and then black equipment and red equipment for Ramza. So the deluxe edition actually sounds pretty good. Like, I don't know how prevalent the charm status is in Tactics. You guys can let me know. But like obviously a sword that increases your speed, that's good. But also like the combat garb that gives you like auto shell, that's pretty solid to have at the very beginning of the game. But also the accessory that gives you bonus like judge points. Which judge points are pretty much like AP in your other Final Fantasy games. It's how you learn your abilities and stuff or whatever, right? So like that's pretty solid. And obviously, you know, extra Phoenix Downs never hurts. And the deluxe edition will just be $10 more, so that's not too bad if you want to get the bonus items that we just talked about. But then we also have the Collector's Box, which has a lot of shit. Available in Square Enix Store, the Collector's Box features 5 carefully crafted items housed inside a beautifully designed special art box, all created to commemorate the release of the game. Special art box, Ramza Bull, I don't know how to say his fucking last name, figure, Academy version. Zodiac Stones acrylic art set, Chocobo mini plush set, pop-up art outline church, art sheet set. It's available to buy with the game, which is not packaged inside the box, but will be shipped together. For $200, I would hope I would get the game with it. I just realized looking on their site that the $200 collector's box we just looked at is just the box. That does not include the game. So it's actually going to cost you $250 if you want to get the game as well. That's pretty much it for the video, my dudes. There are other things to the articles to read, but it's mostly like story synopsis type shit, which isn't super relevant for what we're trying to do here, right? And I assume most of you have probably played Tactics, and if you haven't, you might as well save that information for when you do your playthrough in September. Here's what I'll say. My only sort of complaint, if you want to even call it that, when it comes to the Tactics Remaster, is as good as it looks, I do sort of wish they did like the 2D HD stuff we've been seeing lately with like the Dragon Quest games and shit. I think that game would have looked fucking fantastic like that. But putting that aside, everything else I've seen about the Tactics Remaster is fucking amazing. Absolutely love the quality of life stuff, the enhancements. I love the fucking voice acting. That's my favorite piece of information from all this. That's like the best thing they could have done, is add in voice acting. I love the battle speed stuff. That's cool too, but fully voicing the game is such a nice surprise. And it's nice that we're going to get a little bit of the FF7 cast with the, you know, Cloud and Aerith cameo. So I'm just very much looking forward to this game. And I love the price point too. Like $50 is super cheap. $60 if you want the deluxe edition. It's reasonable prices, man. Love it. If we get nothing else this week, if we get burned by Summer Game Fest, which is a definite fucking possibility, it's Square Enix. They do this all the time. At least this happened. At least the Tactics Remaster is real, which does further confirm the 9 remake, because now it's like the last game, the last holdout from the fucking NVIDIA leak for Square Enix, as far as I'm aware. Like, that means that it exists. It's just a matter of when the hell they're going to actually show it off. It was definitely great. A lot more effort put into the Tactics Remaster than I was expecting. Hopefully we get something else from Square Enix Summer Game Fest. Whatever that might be. Kingdom Hearts 4, 7 remake stuff, Dragon Quest 12, 9 remake, anything, everything. Give us something. Hopefully something else major. But this is nice. This was a fantastic surprise. Well, I say surprise. We knew it was coming, but again, the effort put into it was a surprise. Anyways, videos, that is the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Search in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, @davidbusiness. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Logain, or leave it like Cobain.